This video is sponsored by Dovetail Games. Train Sim World 2 Rush Hour is out now. Click the link in the description below to get the season ticket, which gives you Boston Sprinter from Providence to Boston, Nahverkehr Dresdon from Riesa to Dresdon, and finally London Commuter from London Victoria to Brighton. Welcome aboard, passengers. Mega Sim here. How you doing? Hopefully you're doing well. Thanks again to Dovetail Games for sponsoring this video. Today we are on Train Sim World 2 Rush Hour London Commuter. And now you're probably thinking, those trains look pretty lifelike. Well, it's because they are. For the first part of this video, we are at London Victoria and we are going to do a train real world versus train sim world. So we are walking down platform 14 to 13 and then over to platform 9 so we can see the difference between the real world and the sim world. So coming up to platform 13, so as we know, Gatwick Express currently runs on platform 13 and 14. They are the designated platforms for the Gatwick Express. But every now and again, Southern will use those platforms as well, as you saw in this clip just now. We saw a Southern 377 on platform 14. We're also having a look at the passenger information screens as we walk towards platform 9, where a 377 is about to arrive. Let's say hi to Mega Sim. Ooh, there we are on the reflection. So yeah, this was pretty good. Went here earlier this week, had a bit of work, and then decided to go and have a look at London Victoria. So took some nice footage of the 377 and the 387. Yeah, really exciting to be at this station and seeing the difference between the two. Because, you know, we go on East Coastway, we go on London Commuter, but this is the real life. The real life train, the 377. As you can see, a 377-400 series. Wait for those doors to open. There's another one leaving on platform 10. Yeah, he puts his lights off. Let's see how close we are to the buffers. Excellent. So, today we're on this Gatwick Express Class 387. Oh, move that mouse. And we are going to be setting up the Gatwick Express and then seeing how it goes. As we can see, 387-220, they will be different numbers compared to the real world. So let's get aboard and let's set up. So I'm going to do this bit by bit so you understand how this all works. So first of all, we need to have our master key in and we need to put ourselves in neutral. Okay. We also need our headlights on. We are in the morning, so it's day. And we want to open our doors. Now we can open our doors by pressing the door release here, or we can press the left on the D-pad, or we can press Y on the keyboard. Now I'm going to get up because over here we've got our DSD, so put that to normal, vigilance on normal. On the 377 the AWS is over here, but on the 387 it's here. So let's quickly run back. And now we just need to wait till 9 o'clock. But before we do, let's have a walk down this train in comparison to the real life. So as you can see on the left-hand side, we have the Gatwick Express Real. As I've said, this is platform 13. So we're on platform 13 in real life and on this footage on the right. But the actual train that we are going to be driving in today's video is on platform 14. So yeah, I couldn't really change that. I couldn't get Southern to move the train for me. So no, we're going to be having a look at the train going down it. Yeah, pretty lifelike. There will be some additional reflections and different things that we will see in the real life version in comparison. Things like escalators and buildings in the middle between 13 and 14 aren't really there on Train Sim World. And also the the pillars at the beginning of the station platform. We don't have Gatwick Express labels on there like we do in Train Real World. So coming up to the connection, so this is a 12-car set. We have a look down there, look at the connection. Really good, really decent version of that. And as we start walking, continuing to walk down the Gatwick Express, there is another thing to note with regards to the first class cabin. Dovetail have put the first class cabin at the front of the first carriage, but in real life it's actually in the second half of the first carriage. So slightly off there, but I think that's more to do with the 377 with the first class in the front end. But yeah, in real life the first class is in the second half of the first carriage. As you can see with this 12-car set, that is 3 lots of 4 cars as we're going down this lovely train. There are a couple of things to notice. The Mind the Gap is on the real version on Train Real World, but we don't have that on Train Sim World, but that's fine. There's always going to be certain differences and things, but it's so amazing to be able to see the difference between the 2 trains, real life versus sim life. So as you can see, looking in there, there's that first class, as you can see on there. So we're almost coming up to the end of the train. Then what we'll be able to do is we will be leaving the station, and then we'll give you a little treat. You probably know what the treat is, but you know, I just wanted to do it. And then we will take our trip from London Victoria to Gatwick Airport. One other thing to mention, at the moment Gatwick Express is currently suspended. So the Gatwick Express trains are being used on southern services to Gatwick, just because you've got the train crew, the train staff, so the driver and guard and train manager, they do still need to be certified to run on this train, so that's why they are still using this train on these services. So there's the front of the train. So what we're going to do is we're going to shut our doors. We're going to put ourselves in forward so we can actually do it here or on our D-pad on our controller, or press W to do that. And what we're going to do is we're going to set off to Gatwick Airport. And here's your treat for you guys. You ready for it? And there we are, back in Train Sim World, heading towards Gatwick Airport. I really enjoyed doing that Train Real World versus Train Sim World, so hopefully you enjoyed that too. Hey, maybe when there are future British DLCs, maybe we can do something similar again. So we do have a 377 sitting here. Not sure what he's doing. Maybe he's waiting for us. As you know, Train Sim World 2 Rush Hour, London Commuter, there are additional layers that are available on PC, PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series S and X. So we've got the layers with the Class 465 as you've seen. So if you have the Southeastern DLC and 465, you'll be able to see the AI services of that. Plus, we have drivable services on those on the next-gen console and PCs for the 375 with Southeastern. Also with Great Western Express, we've got the 166 drivable. AI services with the HST, the Class 43 at Clapham Junction at certain times of the day. And also we got the Class 66. So there's Battersea Power Station. So yeah, it had 2 power stations in there. It was a double power station. Let's go down there. There we go. Let's not speed, Mega Sim. Let's not speed. Yeah, you can't really see Battersea Power Station from this side much anymore. Because you've got all the new offices and places that are being built around Battersea Power Station. I've said it before in my videos, but I'm going to say it anyway. You know, Battersea Power Station did close last century, and then it was derelict for quite a bit. And then the people that had the theme park up north in Staffordshire, they actually bought it, was going to turn it into like a venue with a theme park cinema and things like that, but that kind of fell through. And also Chelsea Football Club tried to put a bid in to get their stadium there, but that didn't work. No, it's going to be good once it's finished. And also we've got the underground station, Battersea Power Station. If you want to, take a look at that video that we've got where we went there on the first day of opening. That was exciting. That was really good. Somebody mentioned it to me and I was like, wait a minute, I'm there Monday. I could go there. And it was great. It was so good. See, we are coming into Clapham Junction. On the right here is the South West Railway services. As that is not a layer that's available, there aren't any trains that are on there. But there is the HST, as I said, that comes through Clapham Junction. Oh, let's get rid of that mouse. The Class 43 comes through at certain times of the day. If you watched our live video, you will see when it comes through. So yeah, take a look at that video. And you'll be able to see that coming through. As we're 12 cars, we have to wait for the train to get through the speed check. So yeah, the speed sign, remember, it's if it's going to slow down, you hit it at the front of the train, and when you're speeding up, it's at the back of the train. This is a 12 car set. It's going to take a while. Okay. Let's slow down. Going too fast again. You know what I'm like. Yeah, Gatwick Airport platform 6 in 21 miles, so we'll get there in just under half an hour. But yeah, this is a gorgeous train. Such a good train, I love it. Just the changes they've made since East Coastway. You know, we've had the East Coastway 377 that came out, and that was good. And then we had the 375, which is an Electro Star on Southeast, and it changed again and, you know, got updated. And now we've got the 387 and the 377 for London Commuter, and again reworked. Amazing sounds. So we've got the AP sounds on this as well, so it does sound pretty decent on here. So we've got our horn. Just as a reminder, if you do have a keyboard, space N space. If you do have a game console, we do have the left joystick. And if you press and hold X on an Xbox or square on a PlayStation, and then press the left joystick, you get the low tone on there. Anyway, what is your drink of choice in today's video? Mine is a lovely cup of tea. Oh, it's gorgeous. It really is. Love it. So yeah, look at that. It looks really good. Also wanted to mention the 387 does have a pantograph. Okay, so it does have a pantograph, and you are able to put it onto pantograph, but just be aware that the pantograph will only come up if there are overhead lines. So as an example, Cathcart Circle does have overhead lines. So what you're able to do is you do have to have the off the rail switched on, and automatically this train will be using third rail. Okay, so as you can see, you've got this DC system here. Okay, third rail, shoes down. If you do want the pantograph on, you need to press and hold AC system select. The AC is the pantograph, and then once that is selected, so that is not yellow more, and that is, then you press and hold the raise pantograph. After a few seconds, that pantograph will raise. The reason why it has to be a pantograph's route is because it's kind of like real life. The pantograph doesn't actually have the, but most of these pantographs, I know there are Dutch trains and other trains that do have it, but these trains don't have like a limit for the pantograph. And what Cathcart Circle does is it stops the pantograph from going any higher. So it doesn't do it on here because it will just go really high. So on Cathcart it hits the overhead line, overhead wire, and it just looks really good. So if you do want to use the 387 with overhead, Cathcart is a good start. I haven't tried any others yet, so it could work on a Great Western Express, but I've not tried it. But this 387 does have an automatic system on here, so if I have a look, as you can see, you've got Gatwick Express, and it does have the train stations that it's calling at, and you will get that for other routes as well, so it will automatically put the station names on there. I know I shouldn't be doing this, but if I go through here and open this door, it also has it here as well, and it will also be on the new 3772. No, not the 2 series, the 377 from London Commuter. As you can see, we are a 12-car set, so we have 3 lots of 4 cars. So there are some services. I think the 1050, was it the 1058? One of them where when you're at London Victoria, you have to actually uncouple 4 of the vehicles. So it's quite good that there are services in here where you can shunt the trains around, and you have to add and remove certain cars, because remember, there are thousands and thousands of services on this. So, you know, great on Dovetail, on the team doing that, Joe and the team creating all these services on here. But remember, this is a 24-hour rolling. You know, it 24 hours, it needs to start again. And with those thousands of services, the train that starts at midnight needs to end up in the same place before midnight happens again. So that could be a train that starts at Brighton. It has to end at Brighton before the day ends. Starting at Selhurst Depot, it has to start there at the specific siding at the end of the day to roll to the next day. It's amazing how much work has gone into getting that there. Now, yes, there are a few niggly bits that are going on, you know, with the older consoles, the frame rates differ slightly. This is a really intense DLC. It uses a lot of power. Even with the PlayStation 5 and the Xbox Series X, there are blips in the frame. Now, for the PC is a lot better. You know, my PC is a lot more powerful to be able to do that. Oh, there I am, not noticing the speed as I'm talking to you. But yeah, the PC does cope. My PC does cope with it a lot better than the PlayStation. But it's mostly around London Victoria because there is a lot going on. But don't worry, if there are things that you have found in the game that aren't working properly, just send some feedback to Dovetail, and that is something that, you know, they're certainly looking into. So we've got a double yellow here, so let's start slowing down. It's another Gatwick Express. Okay, what have we got? Have we got a yellow? Oh, we have a double yellow there. So let's keep an eye on it, because that double yellow could turn into a yellow, which could turn into a red. Oh no, it's gone green now, so we're okay. Oh no, double yellow again. So yeah, there is something in front. That's fine. It happens. Okay, so this is East Croydon. What's really cool about this route is the layers. There's so many different layers that is on this route. That you have trains that go from London Victoria to East Croydon, or to Purley, or just to Clapham Junction. Southern has so many different offshoots that, because the game can't do everything on the Southern route, you know, a train to Hastings and things like that, they've been able to create those little parts of that service. Even with the layer with the 166. The 166 Great Western goes from Gatwick Airport to Reading. Now, we never see that, do we? Because we only go as far as Reigate, but they've put services from Gatwick to Red Hill, then Red Hill to Reigate. So even though it's a short 15-20 minute service, it's amazing that we're able to have that layer. And I think that's through the feedback of everyone, all the gamers, all the drivers, that, you know, are using this, that as we're growing, as it's growing, Dovetail is growing with the game. Excuse me. It's learning from the feedback. You know, when you think of the German routes, Nahverkehr Dresdon as an example, think of the amount of extra layers of routes of the trains and other things, of the locos that are on there. That with the German routes, yeah, it's very easy to go, well, a 101, a 406, and this goes to here, there, and everywhere, so we can add that. With the British route, it's a bit more difficult, because some of these routes are specific to an area. You know, think of East Coastway. East Coastway from Brighton to Seaford and to Eastbourne, you don't really get anything else other than Southern. Whereas, you know, Great Western Express, you don't really get anything other than Great Western. At the time, I know there was Heathrow Express, but with London Commuter, you have others. You have Southeastern, which they have the license for already, so they've used it. Great Western, they've got the license, so they will use it. And hopefully in the future, with additional routes, especially from the UK, we will have additional layers from different routes. How amazing would that be? You know, if we have, say, for example, you know, the one that I really want is South Western Railway. You know, London Waterloo to Reading. That goes through Clapham Junction. We could have layers of Southern services from Victoria through Clapham Junction. See, it's just those little things just really kind of add to the game. But that's what I think, anyway. But no, let me know your thoughts. Have you got the game already? Don't forget, to get the game, you can either buy it singly, the route on its own, or buy the season pass, the season ticket. As we said at the beginning of the video, check out the link in the description below to see the link to get the season ticket. That gives you all 3 routes from Rush Hour as a DLC. So you've got Nahverkehr Dresden, Boston Sprinter, and also you've got London Commuter. Should we do a bit of a mega zoom? Oh yeah. Mega zoom! Love doing a bit of a mega zoom. But yeah, we are currently running this on PC. But as you know, with Train Sim World, especially with myself, we do play this on Xbox Series X, we play it on PlayStation 5, and we play it on PC. So we do try and showcase it on a variety of platforms. It's not just PC or not just console. Because yeah, originally I was Xbox One S. I had Train Sim World Founders Edition, Great Western Express on Xbox. That was amazing. I love that. I love that route. And then PlayStation 4, we did that as well. Then the PlayStation 5 came out, and the Xbox One X, and now PC. You know, so we're able to showcase Train Simulator as well as Train Sim World. But yeah, wanted to show all three platforms, available platforms, because it's good to kind of have a look and see the differences between the three. Because there's always going to be some tweaks and some differences in there, the way it looks and what's it look like in 1080p, 60 frames, what's it like in 4K. Now, most of the time with our videos, we will be in 1080 in 60 frames, just showing that. Not really the 4K. My PC is powerful, but I didn't go that extra mile and get the 4K. So that's the only thing that I didn't do. I didn't go 4K on this one. But that could be something in the future. As you know, we also have our gems of Train Sim World whenever we find them. So if you have found a gem on London Commuter or another route, Boston, Nahverkehr, any other route, let me know in the comments. Because it'd be really cool to be able to try that out. Because we've had some weird, not weird, but we've had some really cool gems that we've had on this route, on Train Sim World. Some really cool little gems. Think of East Coastway. There's a couple of really nice ones on there, empty stock movements and all sorts. I think there is a gem that I'm thinking of, but just out of the top of my head, I think I found one which was like Gatwick Express or something, where it was like, or a southern service which was like stopping and then it was an empty stock movement. I think it was Gatwick Express. It's Gatwick Express from London to Gatwick, and then a stock movement from Gatwick Airport, empty stock to Lovers Walk Depot. But yeah, if you have found any gems, let me know in the comments, and we'll try and work them out. Don't forget, also on the Electro Stars, we do have up here. Ah, it's the whistle! We do have a whistle on the Electro Stars as well, and we also have the signal as well. Be able to signal to the guard or the train manager when it's time to leave the station. Yeah, 7.4 miles to get to Gatwick Airport, and then I'm going to catch a flight. No, I'm joking. I'd love to. I'd love to do that. How funny. Look at that. 15th of October. I'm actually recording this a couple of days beforehand, but how weird is that? So with the date, it is all over the place. It could be a couple of days in advance. It could be a few weeks ago. I've had one which was a few months ago, and I'm like, oh, that's a bit weird. But yeah, it doesn't give you the exact date. I'm not sure. I've never asked Dovetail. I might ask them why it's not the exact day. Why is it is there a randomization of it or what? I'm not sure. Right, we need to start slowing down. Go. Okay, we are down to 80, so we're okay. No, we're 81, so we were speeding. Typical. Okay, back up to 90 now, so we just need to wait for the back of the train to go past that 90 signal. That 90 sign. And there we go. And then we can pass. We can go up to 90 again. What's really cool is, you know, with the keyboard, so if you're on console, you do have 2, 2, 3, 3, and 8. Okay? So if you do have a console, plug in a keyboard and you will have those additional views. If not, you can press the right joystick. And there is our train. Not actually done a screenshot yet. There we go. Yeah, you are able to get some additional buttons on there. It's really cool to have a keyboard. I would always recommend a keyboard for console users, because you've got your W and your S for your reverser. You've got A and D. So you've got your A and D there. Master key, you can actually press Control and W for that. And also, if you want to dart back into the train, well, you can press Control Plus. And you can actually move to the other end of the train by pressing Control and Plus. Control and 0 is the ability to jump back onto your seat. So I could run over here, press Control 0, and it jumps me back into my seat. Control 8 brings up the different buttons. Oh, speeding now. Also, you've got F3 for the frames, F1, and I'm trying to remember what one it is now. Is it Control F3? No, it's Control F2. Control F2 puts the blare on and off. Look. I always keep it off. I used to keep it on, but I now keep it off. There are lots of other keys as well, but they're kind of like the main ones that I use. We do have our wipers down here. Which is also V. So we can press V on the keyboard for that. See, that's the first time I've used the wipers on my PC. Okay, what have we got? Got a double yellow. Well, we are coming into Gatwick Airport now, so we are going to need to slow down. But yeah, it is a nice journey. Look at those trees. Look at that. We've chosen October. Oh, there's a plane over there. We've chosen October, so we get some nice trees. So yeah, you can change the different months of the year to then get spring, summer, autumn, winter with the snow. You can add the snow, remove the snow. You can have it soaking wet, foggy, all sorts of different weathers on there as well, which is quite fun. Are we arriving a little early? I think we are. Oh, it looks like the end of the platform and the red signal are very close together. We just got to be really careful with that when we come into the platform. That'd be really fun, wouldn't it? Right at the end of the video, spad. Oh man, that would be good. Well, it wouldn't, but you know what I mean. Oh, nice. Quite busy in here today. And that's the thing. The amount of layers on here just means that the route is busy all day. You've got constant trains coming past, which is really good. That's what you need, and that's what Rush Hour has given. It's given us those extra services that are going on this route, and that's what I like about it. And don't forget, this is just the start. All the future DLCs are just going to get better and better with this. It's great. I can't wait for it. Okay. So So yeah, we are a 12-car set, so we do need the whole the whole platform to be able to get in. See, look how close that is. 6, 5, 3, 2. Oh, 500 points. Love it. Oh, and there's the plane going past. Okay, so with this now, what we can do is let's bring up the dot again. So what we can do is we can... actually, why am I doing that? We can put off, and we could either put it on auto, but I'm just going to force them on. Okay. Okay. That's that done. And that will then tell you what's going on. But I want to finish off by shutting down this this train. So we can go back to free roam. Let's go to neutral. Let's close those doors. Before we then shut everything down, it would be good to switch these off, you know. Because it's something where the next driver would, you know, it'd be best for him to set the train up again. Okay. Let's get it off. Let's get it off. And then that's pretty much it. Let's open that door. Close that door. As you can see, that is now off. Yeah, there's a plane going over there. You then get the plane landing. But no, love this route. It is a great route. But no, thanks again to Dovetail Games for sponsoring this video. And don't forget, if you do not have London Commuter or Train Sim World 2 Rush Hour, the DLC, check the link in the description below for you to be able to get that. As I said, it is available on PC, on Steam, and Epic Games, and then also available on PlayStation, so PlayStation 4 and 5, and Xbox. So that's Xbox One, and then Xbox Series S and X. Hopefully you have a wonderful rest of your day. And don't forget to subscribe for more videos from Le Mega Sim. Social media links are in the description below. We will see you on the next video. This is Mega Sim out of here. See you later, guys. Bye.
Security personnel tour this station 24 hours a day.